smell big crime. Think about it. If you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart. Buy smart. Go for real.
Sign up now, and we'll match your first deposit up to $1,000 in casino bonus funds. Play your favorite games, and you can win the next big jackpot. Only at GoldenNuggetCasino.com.
Welcome to Win Reality. Experience unlimited at-bats from home any season, anytime. See game speed pitches from more than 600 pitchers. Get ready for game time with game simulations. Face your friends in live competitions. And train like the pros with expert drills and metrics to track your progress. So when your moment comes, you'll be ready. Win Reality. Baseball uncaged.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
Yankees. 1947 was another stellar season. Sixth world title and third MVP award. For Williams won the league's Triple Crown Award.
I only lost out by 1 point, and I lost out to the greatest player.
This wasn't controversy between these two friendly rivals. Joe 56 straight, and Ted hit 406 for World War II. Joe enlisted in the Army in 1943. He was not that season. Too. Ted served in the Air Force, where he also sacrificed 3 from another American hero.
I want to say God bless you, great men and women over there, and God bless.
But the transition back to baseball was not smooth. He struggled
My face. I don't know what happened. I just lost everything.
46 MVP award. Once again in a clandestine meeting between the Yankees team president
The story to make trades. Went out for some drinks one night. And I'd like to know what they were drinking. Scott.
The Yankee Clipper in a Red Sox uniform. A trade that could only be brewed up in a bar. Fortunately, led the league in home runs and RBI. Ted led the Red Sox to 2 straight wins. Even though
Stengel came in. Of a character.
The most important tool on any job. My name is Eric Gerard. I started Brunt Workwear in my garage. That's why. For workers with premium technologies like AAA right, any of our gear.
Sunday on ABC.
You could pick from hundreds of law firms for your mesothelioma or asbestos lung cancer case. But
Whites in Luxembourg has our backs.
Call Whites in Luxembourg today.
Call 1-888-411-LAWS. That's 1-888-411-LAWS.
Starting Sunday, spring training blooms on Yes, and we're your home for the Yankees with all the action from Steinbrenner Field.
On a gorgeous afternoon.
Featuring Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, top prospects, and the can't-miss debuts of Juan Soto and Marcus Stroman. This spring, Yes is your home for the Yankees. Starting Sunday at 1 on Yes and the Yes app.
It's go time in Brooklyn, and we got grit.
Mikal Bridges has got a highlight.
We got game. We got Nets versus Raptors. Thursday.
Now return to the history of the New York Yankees.
That I'd gotten rid of, I said, well, if I lose 9, what am I going to do? And when I had a couple of my players that I thought so great.
Bewilderment. Stengel was so much not in the Yankee pattern. And Stengel had the reputation, an unfair reputation, of being nothing but a clown.
Despite the public perception, the Yankees...
We interrupt this programming to bring you a special presentation.
Judge is here. We'll have Aaron Boone at 2:30. Judgy, thank you for the time. Who has the first question? Meredith.
Aaron, when you look at the Yankees offense coming into spring training this year with some of the additions, just what type of potential do you think it has?
Incredible potential. You know, it's just, we're excited about quite a few guys that we added. You know, we could start at the top, you know, with Juan Soto and the diversity he brings to our lineup, you know, being there at the top, you know, top 3 in the lineup. You know, he's going to get on base. He's going to drive the ball over the ballpark. He's a left-handed bat right in the middle, you know, which we've needed for a while now. And then, you know, you add Grissom. You know, he's another guy, left-handed bat, you know, great outfielder, you know, puts the ball in play. You got Verdugo, who's, you know, done quite a bit of damage against us over the years, and now we get a chance to have him on our side. You know, it's gonna give us a lot of different options we haven't had over the past couple of years, and you know, just excited about getting to know these guys a little bit and just seeing how they work, and just going out to work with them and, pushing towards the championship.
You mentioned Soto and understanding it's just the first day of full workouts, but what stood out to you about him so far and the way he kind of conducts himself?
He's a hard worker. I saw that from the very beginning. We're here early. We're all getting here at 7:30, and this guy's, he's working in the cage. He's got quite a few different drills that he likes to do that makes him feel right, and he's disciplined with it. He does the same drills. He's got everything kind of mapped out what he wants to do in the cage, and he's focused and has a plan. And was pretty excited. I was out shagging BP when he was hitting, so I really didn't get a chance to kind of be up close and watch him during BP, but. A couple of the balls that he hit out to left center were, how a right-handed guy hits it. So it was pretty exciting to see so far, and just looking forward to seeing some more out of him.
Bruce and Gary and Chris, we could just go down the line.
Aaron, how obsessed are you with winning a title?
Yeah, that's why we're here. That's why I get up every single day. That's why I put in the work, not only at the field, but in the off season. It's to bring a championship home back to the city, back to this team. I think that's why we're all here. It's been quite a long time since we've got to that finish line. But I think a lot of the guys, the pieces that we've added, into this room, especially a couple of changes we made with coaches, guys we brought in. I think it's all going to push us towards the right direction, which is, ultimately being the last team standing.
Aaron, at the end of last season, you had some comments on the team's analytics usage and how they're communicated. Is there anything you expect to change moving forward?
There's already been quite a few changes, some that, have been noticeable with either coaching, staff, stuff like that, but then there's other things, different philosophies, or like you said, communication that will go unseen to a lot, but it's going to impact a lot of people, from the top down. So I'm excited about a lot of the changes, especially some of the ones, that are obvious, with some of the guys that we brought back for hitting coaches, Pat Rossler, we got Casey Dykes who is another great, guy that's been in the organization for years, and keeping him up there has been great. And then adding a guy like James Rousen back who, understands the game, understands, what it takes to play at the major league level. And I think he's going to be, all three of those guys are going to be, a big force for, especially the younger guys that we got coming up and a lot of the veteran guys we got.
You had said the team might be paying attention to some of the wrong numbers. What were those numbers, and is the team paying more attention to that now?
Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of it will go unnoticed, but I think we had a lot of great talks in the off season, getting a chance to talk with Hal, getting a chance to talk with Cash a lot. I think, the time he spent with me and myself and Garrett and kind of all of us kind of just talking about different things that we value, and kind of them explaining what they value, I think was able to kind of come to a clear answer. But, I've always been a guy about, you win games by driving people in. You got to score runs, and RBIs and runs have always mattered to me. That's one thing that I try to take pride in, and it may not be something you can measure, but driving a guy in is a skill. So I've always liked having guys that could drive people in, and when you go out and you go get a Juan Soto, you go get a Verdugo, you get guys that put the ball in play and can drive guys in. I think that makes a statement about how they believe in things and what they want to do. So I'm pretty excited about some of the things that happen.
Chris?
Before the team traded for Soto, was he someone you were hoping the team tried acquiring in the offseason?
Yeah, definitely. He's the greatest hitter out there, and getting a chance to add him, it just changes the dynamic of this team. Like I said, it's been so long. We've always been pretty right-handed dominant, which works out at Yankee Stadium sometimes when those righties, you get a little jammed. You can still hit a homer to right, but I think just giving the pitchers a different look, especially a guy like Soto has such a great eye, hits the ball over the park, hits with power, contact. He's got everything you're looking for, and then you can just kind of plug that guy in the 2-3 hole, leadoff. You can put him anywhere you want. It's pretty exciting. Even a guy like Verdugo, I've been, preaching for years. We got to try to get that guy. I just he's a gamer. He's a competitor. He plays hard. I've seen him play through injuries. I've known, he was a little banged up even last year. I think he had a couple things going on, but every single time we played him, he was out there. He was hustling. He was doing his thing. So, getting all those guys, I was, pretty excited about all of them.
And then the other day, Boone told us that you've been pestering him to bat third. Why is that spot in the order something that's important to you?
For me, it was really about just trying to find the best way to have the best lineup. You know, I feel like if we can get a couple more guys on base in front of me, a couple speedsters in front of me, I feel like that's going to help us produce more runs. You know, especially like DJ, if you got a guy like DJ leading off, he's going to get on base, put the ball in play, work the count. You know, I always thought if you could have a little speedster in front of me, he could either, you know, bunt him over, move the guy over, get the guy in scoring position, then me, the 3-hole, can drive somebody in. But it might be a little old school thinking on my part, because that's, you know, some of the guys I watched, you know, growing up. You know, the best hitters were hitting third, and the run producers were 3 and 4. But I don't know. I don't know why it means so much to me. I just wanted to find a way to, you know, help the team any way I can. If that's me hitting third, it's me hitting third. So,
Brendan and then Tina.
After a little bit of volatility in the hitting coach job last year, what makes James Rosen the right guy?
You know, the hitting coaches we've had, you know, my whole career here have been great. You know, we go back to AC, Alan Cockrell, you know, Marcus Thames, Dylan, who we had, Casey, all the guys we've had, they've been great, you know, all in their unique ways. You know, they always brought something a little different, you know, to the table. And, you know, somebody like James Rosen, man, he's just, for me, he gets the side of the analytics and the swing mechanics, biomechanics of your swing, but he also understands, you know, game planning and, you know, being in the box. Like, what's it mean to stand in the box? And when you're really facing 98 with some sink and a nasty slider, like, the numbers may say to, like, do sit on this certain pitch or do this, but he understands how hard that is and communicates that. And, you know, I think he challenges guys. You know, he challenges me every single day, and, you know, we go back and forth on things, which is great, and I love it. And I think he's just going to elevate, you know, this team and elevate everybody in that lineup to go out there and do their best. So, you know, that's what I've always loved about him, was just his energy, his passion for the game, and he just gets the most out of his players.
Tina, in the middle.
Hi, Aaron. With how much you want to win a World Series, you come here to spring training, and there's the expectations again. So how do you personally put the past in the past and truly feel fresh and truly have that belief in yourself and the team again this year to finally reach that goal?
You know, I think it goes back to the end of last season. You know, you kind of take a little bit of time. You know, the season ended a little earlier than we wanted to. You take a little time away, but then you go back and for me, I just reflect. I write down notes. I review games. I look at past games, past series, you know, how teams attack me, this and that. And I kind of just try to get it all out on paper, kind of out of my head. And then for me, it's, you know, I reflect on that, look over it, and just formulate a game plan for the next season. How can I improve? What can I do better as a teammate, you know, as a leader, as a player, whatever I got to do. And, you know, for me, that just kind of drives me to move on to the next year is, okay, I got all these things I got to work on. I can't be focused on, you know, the couple mistakes I made, you know, back there, or how the season ended, things didn't go our way. I can't sit here and dwell on that. You know, it still eats at me. It still bites at me, but we got to keep moving forward and, you know, just kind of setting those goals and just having those goals as a daily reminder is kind of what pushes me to forget about that and move forward.
Go to the right, Bob, and then Eric.
Aaron, do you feel a greater urgency about what you were just talking about, just following up on Tina's question? Do you feel a greater urgency this year because Soto's only here for 1 year and your manager doesn't have a contract after this year? So does it feel like it has to happen this time around?
Bob, I would say I feel like it's, you know, every year we always have something like this. We always have a situation where we just traded for a guy, or we traded for a guy last season. Now this is his last year with us, or, you know, stuff with the manager, you know, different players. But when you play in New York, it's every year. You know, the expectation is to win a championship. It doesn't matter who's here, who's not here, who's going to be here. It's just about, you know, putting in the work and doing what we can to, you know, put this team back on top. And, you know, like I said earlier, a lot of the changes we've made throughout the off season, you know, literally I feel like it started in November. November, guys were making changes. We're having phone calls. We're having conversations, meetings. And just to see that, you know, commitment from the organization and, you know, the commitment to want to hear from the players, hear from other people, the good, the bad, it's been exciting. So, you know, this is the year, but we just got to get out there and play.
Eric.
Aaron, there's a large group of guys really starting in early January at the minor league complex. Did you get a sense, was there a vibe there that there's extra motivation provided by how last season went, the 82 and 80?
Definitely. I think a lot of guys were embarrassed. A lot of guys didn't have the season they wanted, kind of a wake-up call. And I think just collectively as a group, we all kind of looked at each other and said, this can't happen again. We had a lot of talks about a lot of us getting down here early and trying to put the work in. And, I think as a team, when we're all down here working together and grinding, this is a chance where we can share ideas. We can talk about different things. Like, hey, when I'm going good, this is what's happening. Or when I'm going bad, this is happening. So then it allows us throughout the season, to kind of check each other. Like, hey, man, when you're, if we see somebody going in a slump, or even the pitchers, a lot of the pitchers have been down here, Rodon, Nestor, have been putting in a lot of work. I've seen them, throwing all off season. So now just hearing how they work and how they talk, I can even mention something that, hey, man, when you're really on your backside, you're a better pitcher, or when you try to think about this. So I think just having this group down here, just seeing the work that they've put in, I think it just shows that this is a dedicated group, a group that, wants to go out there and right the ship.
Dave and then Ron.
So, Aaron, in the lineup that you envisioned with you hitting third, you didn't have Soto in front of you in the other two spots you described. Have you thought about that, how you guys would work together as far as being in the lineup based on your skill sets?
Man, when you got a guy like Soto, I'd love to hit behind him. If he hits two, or even if, I'm hitting second, he's hitting third, and he's driving me in. I'll take either of those outcomes, because that means we're scoring runs. So, however Booney's going to come up with the lineup, I know he puts a lot of thought into that, and he asks a lot of us too as players, like how we feel about certain things. I know he knows that matters to us. So, yeah. I'm happy. I'll be happy anywhere Soto hits. As long as he's in the lineup every day, I'm going to be happy.
I was going to say, a lot of people are looking at you two and just saying that this is the best 1-2 punch in the sport. I mean, what does it feel to have that capability, to have two guys like that together?
No, it's exciting. Like I said, he's a generational talent. What he brings to the game in that box. He's got such a great demeanor, the swagger, just the focus. He's prepared every single pitch he's prepared. And, some of those takes he has, I feel like he's so prepared, he almost is reading what the pitcher's going to throw and, he's taking it right out of the hand. Like, you're going to throw a changeup here, and it's just impressive. But, you go up and down the whole lineup, there's not a weak spot there. You can go up and down it, and even a guy like Verdugo, who's led off for Boston for quite a few years, even if you wanted to slate him, if it's not lead off, 7-8, 6, 7, 8 down there, that's a guy that's going to, put the ball in play, show some pop as well. It's just going to be an impressive lineup, and I think we're just really going to feed off each other pretty well.
Ron.
Does the toe feel completely back to normal at this point? Is there any maintenance you have to do? And during the off season, did it just heal by itself without anything?
Yeah, it's just going to be I think a constant maintenance. I think the rest of my career. It's just something, anything with injuries like that, you just got to stay on top of it so it doesn't flare up again or something doesn't happen again. So we're feeling good right now. We're out there, we're moving, we're grooving. So we're going to try to keep it that way.
Is the maintenance hot and cold or anything else?
They got so many new gadgets back there. They're keeping it right.
Over the left, Brian and Randy.
What was your reaction when you saw Stanton show up, and what do you think that new look is going to do for him this season?
He looks great. He's the guy's always been in shape. I don't. People want to talk about weight or overweight, this and that. This guy's always in shape. You guys see him every single day. The guy, he prepares. He's working out every single day, and for him to come in the way he did, and make some of the changes that he's made, that's just a tip of the cap to him. That guy's a true professional. He didn't like how things have gone the past couple seasons. He wanted to make a change, and he did. So I'm excited to see what happens, and I know he's going to have another monster year.
Randy.
Last year at this time, someone asked you if you think you had another 60 homer season, and you said you never know. Now that Soto's here, can he help you have your best season? Clearly, his skills of walking are elite. I think last year you said that you wanted to cut down hurt your contact rate, I guess. But were you the type of guy that will pick other great players' mind? I know that a lot of young players come to you. Will you try to get into his head and see what makes him tick?
Oh, big time, big time. We even talked about that when I was talking to him in the offseason after we traded for him. You know, I was already kind of telling him, like, man, hey, get ready. When we get in the cage together, man, I'm going to have quite a few questions for you just about approach, you know, how you attack certain pitchers, you know, how do you attack this pitch? What do you do in these certain situations? What are you looking for? Just kind of, you know, when you got a talent like that, you know, you can't miss on an opportunity to ask them and kind of pick their brain a little bit. Just like when we got Stanton, you know, I picked his brain quite a bit. I still do to this day. Even pitchers, when we got Cole, you know, going into 2020, I was picking his brain about how do you attack these certain hitters? Like, what would you do in this situation? Like, things like that. So, you know, Juan's just going to be another guy that I'm going to try to pick his brain, just like Verdugo. You know, Trent Grissom, we were already in the outfield kind of discussing a couple things about his pre-step and his approach. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think he could make you have your best season? We're not stuck what you did 2 years ago.
Yeah, we'll see. I think my best season will be when we're holding up that trophy. So
take a few more, Disha.
Hey, Aaron, you obviously went through a walk year while playing for this organization. Just what did you appreciate about how your teammates handled that year for you? And will you do any convincing or what you liked about that season for Soto as he approaches free agency?
You know, I think the biggest thing is just being there for him. You know, just being a good teammate, supporting him, and you know there's going to be quite a lot of pressure. There's going to be a lot of expectations, and you know, just understanding that hey, you don't have to do it all by yourself. I think that's the biggest thing that I got from my teammate was all my teammates were. You don't have to go out there and you know carry the team every single night. You know, you just go out there and you play the game. You do what you do. Your numbers and all that's going to take care of itself. So, you know, that's what I'm going to try to do for a lot of guys. We got quite a few guys who are going to be free agents. I'm just going to, you know, hey, you know, it may not be your night tonight, but we got you. We're going to pick you up. You know, you show up tomorrow and do your thing. Or, you know, I think just having that comfort that, you know, even if they go up there and strike out or don't get the job done, you got 8 other guys behind you that are going to help you out. So I think just having that type of confidence, you know, coming from your teammates is the biggest thing.
And will you do any convincing on your end of like, here's why you can like New York long-term type of thing?
Yeah, but I think the fans, when we show up April 5th, will do a lot of convincing too. So I think we'll be good.
Andy and Greg.
Your ideal old school lineup from before had a speedster at 1 or 2. How close do you think Volpe is to being a guy? He's obviously got that speed and could create some havoc at the top of the lineup. So how close do you think he is to being a guy who gets on base enough to bat at the top of it?
Yeah, no, he's right there. You know, a lot of the changes I've seen this off season, kind of coming into camp. You know, I'm excited about it. You know, just the way his bat path is working. You know how he's using the whole field. But you know, we got a good guy with DJ. You know, it's kind of our leadoff guy for now, and you know, I'm feeling a big year out of DJ again. You know, just the work he's put in, just the focus, the laser focus he always has. You kind of feel like he picked it up a notch, you know, coming into camp even this year, which I'm excited about. But you know, for Volpe, man, just the biggest thing with him is just go out there and play. Go out there and play, man. You got 1 year under your belt. You finally got a taste of the league, and you know, we'd go over pitchers, you know, last year, and I could go over and I could review 30 different clips of where I faced this guy. Well, we're facing a guy that he's never seen before. He never had a chance to go back and review how he attacked him, this and that. So I think this second year is just going to be a big year where he finally gets to face some familiar faces, see guys that he's already seen before, and really kind of fine-tune his plan. And then, you know, down the road, you know, I think he's going to be a great, you know, top-of-the-lineup guy for us.
Greg and Nelson, then we'll let Aaron go.
Aaron, there's still a couple of top free agents on the market, unsigned, especially pitchers. Is there anybody you hoping that you guys still have another move in you?
I hope so. They're always working. You know, that's the thing that's amazing about being here with the Yankees is, you know, they're always trying to improve. They're always trying to make moves, you know, if it's via trade, if it's via free agency, you know. So I definitely feel like there might be another move, you know, on the way, but, you know, you never know. We'll see.
Nelson.
You've always led by example in your style of play. You became the captain last year, and I think you see your style of play and that freak accident of trying to make sure that you get to every ball led to you being out, and the offense kind of fell apart. Is there a gear that you can go down to, you think, to keep yourself in the lineup as much as possible?
Well, I keep getting hurt in right field, so that's why I think they moved me to center field, so I don't get hurt over there. But I think it's just, yeah, there's definitely a gear. I think it's just about playing smarter. Understanding the field, understanding the dimensions. In that case, I thought I had one extra step, and I didn't in that situation. So that just always goes back on me. I got to be a little smarter there. So just like this year, just got to play smart, but. I don't think there'll be any cement bottoms of walls in center field, hopefully. So I think we'll be good.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see if we can open the clubhouse between now and Bruins.
We now join our regularly scheduled programming.